Hey, what's going on? Hold on, I gotta pause it. Hey, what's going on, you guys? Hope you're doing well. Hey, I thought we would do a real quick apartment tour. Um, it's a little darker in here because the heat has kicked up. It's like in the low 90s right now, and it feels like summer's here. I still haven't used the air conditioner yet. And so I'm using. I hung up some flags today to lower the heat and to lower the amount of sunlight coming in the apartment. I'm watching Fleckus Talks right now. This is the best news podcast of all time. So let's look at the windows first. So let me show you what I did. So this is where the western sun, the heat of the day, comes into my apartment. These two windows right here. So I have these blinds that work really effectively. They're nice blinds, as you can see, but I like to keep light coming into the apartment. I like sunlight. It provides vitamins, and I like it. It puts me in a good mood. So I don't want to close these off completely. I want sunlight to come in. So over here, I've got this Gadsden flag that works really well, and I have this one window that I keep open, just not completely open, just enough so that there's some air movement because we have a ceiling fan going at all times, or maybe not at all times. I turn this off in the evening when it cools down. But this keeps the air moving in that direction. You might think, Meyer, you're pushing the cool air out of your apartment. Well, I am, but at the same time I'm pushing the warm air. I've got a flow of air going because I have this floor fan or this table fan over here that I keep going. It's on the second setting right now, and this keeps the air moving. Now these windows over here, or this window, this is where most of the heat comes in. This is closed. This window is closed, but like I said, I like to have light. So the blinds are only partially deflected down to keep the heat from coming out, but I have these two flags here that let enough sun come in to keep the room lit. All right, so let's get back to Fleckus and Rat Boy, and let's do the apartment tour and move clockwise from Fleckus and Rat Boy. We'll start right here. Let's start with look, there's General Patton. Let's start with the TV table. So on the TV table are a selection of toys. These are some Western Britain's Limited imported figures from the 70s and 80s. This is my original. These are great figures. Look at them, aren't they great? Look at this. Now we're looking at some cars. So that's my original Batmobile from about 19. I'm going to say I got that one about 1972. I just heard somebody fall down behind me. We're going to go and examine that. We got too many figures on the table. We're going to have to start putting figures away. This is a. Look at that. I think that's a Lamborghini. It's a Countach. Isn't that a beautiful car? This is some sort of turbine car, and this is a promotional model. It's really dirty. It needs to be cleaned and dealt with. The hood ornament is in that little bag. So this thing here. This is something from the 1964 World's Fair. It was a giveaway for this special turbine car. It's not a toy. It's a promotional model promoting the production of this car that was really never produced. They only made uh, like preliminary vehicles. I don't know, about 400 of them or maybe more. I forget how many there were. But, Jay Leno owns one now. Look at this. This is a classic Thunderbird, also a promotional model, not a toy. This is produced to be given away at Ford dealerships when you purchased or test drove this vehicle. It has all of these items on the bottom explaining to you what makes this a great car. And these are here to help the sales representative and to help the whole sales experience. This is one of the earliest ones. So this is also not a toy, but a Ford dealership promotional model for this Thunderbird. Isn't this beautiful? So this is one of the early ones. I don't know what's in that bag, but I think there's a piece of something in that bag that needs to be repaired. Isn't that beautiful? It's got a metal bottom, this one, this era. Here's BMW. And here is Yardley McLaren. Look at that. Here's an AC Cobra. Or Shelby Cobra, I guess. This is a little Remco soldier figure from the early 60s. He comes, oh, there's his, this is his stuff right here. The things for this little soldier that he comes with, they're all right here. All right. Further down on the TV table is a Batman shelf. So this is like a Batman 66 or cartoon shelf. Here's some cars down here. A whole bunch of different Hot Wheels type cars. Some more of those promotional models. Look at that one right there. I think that's a Mercury Monterey. Can't remember. I think that's what that is. It's a great car. Here's one of those promotional models that's still in the original box that you would have got at the American Motors dealership. Batmobile. All right. Oh, look at that beautiful scene. It switched from Fleckus to a screensaver. This is a toy shelf area, mostly vintage type toys. Recently I had a comment on a video, someone asking what this figure was, that Frankenstein figure right there. And it's a model kit, and it's standing on top of the box that it originally came in. This is a reproduction of the original Aurora Giant Frankenstein model kit. I think he's very tall. I think he's about 25 inches tall. Anyway, this was reproduced in maybe about 2009, 2010. That's what this is from. So they made a reproduction of this with the really nice heavy box original with these beautiful graphics, and then inside are the parts to put this guy together. And this is the original look of all of the parts. Like when you take him, he's two different colors. He's kind of this seafoam green color and then gray. And so that's none of the pieces were painted. I just assembled him unpainted, and he kind of has a cool look to him unpainted, I think, and that's why I've left him unpainted the whole time. Here's just a bunch of other stuff. Hope you're having a good day wherever you're at. Whatever you're doing, thanks for watching, clicking on the video. So this is the new apartment. I've been here for about 6 months. I'm still not completely moved in, and I haven't most of this stuff isn't where it doesn't feel like this is permanent. I'm getting everything out and unpacked. There is still a little bit of stuff that's unpacked and unorganized, but even though this might look disorganized, it is organized in that I can see everything, and then everything can eventually be dealt with and organized in a certain way. And that's what I've been doing, kind of at my own pace. I'm not really in too big of a hurry, but these days I feel like focusing on more. As the weather improves, you feel more like getting more active and doing more stuff, I guess. Now, here's a Motorific set. That's a really cool Britain space set right there. Look at this. Let's pull this out and look at it before we... Well, we don't have to end the video. Maybe you're liking this. Look at this. So this box was used for two different sets. It was used for the Stargard set and also for... Hold on. Let me flip it around. Also for this, which is the set that's in this box, which is the Britain's Aliens. It's heavy because a lot of these parts, that central saucer, are made of die-cast metal. Figures have metal bases. Isn't that cool? It came from Gotham City Comics in Mesa, Arizona. All right. What's over here? So this is a lot of books. Stuff that's on these crates holding the books. It's not really here permanently. It's just kind of here. Gets moved around a lot, and I haven't completely decided how everything's going to be decorated. I might turn this back. We're in the dining room right now, off of the kitchen. It's not used as a dining room. It's books and toys is all that's in here. There's no table. I'm standing in the middle where the table should be. So we have a lot of books, mostly comic book related, but there's a mix. Everything is mixed together. The reason they're all here is because they're all of the similar size and format. Maybe you've watched some of my recent videos where I talk about or look at my book collection. Sometimes in those videos I say things like, all right, we're getting rid of these books. We're going to get rid of these books. I'm not getting rid of anything. You might think, what is he talking? How is he going to get rid of? I'm not getting rid of any of these books. I'm moving them and organizing them. So when I'm going through my books and saying I'm getting rid of them, I mean that I'm putting them in places that are more efficient or effective. I don't get rid of much. Occasionally I'll cull through my comic book collection, stuff that I bought that I don't know why I bought, and I'll read it and I'll decide I don't want it anymore, and then I might put it somewhere, like leave it somewhere. Like inside of one of those little neighborhood free library things. There's one right down the street from my house. That's what I do with stuff that I don't want. I put it in there. This is an award I got a few years ago. The Profiles in Courage Award, I think it's called down there. The Profiles in Courage Veterans Day dinner. What is it? November 6th, 2014. So 11 years ago I was recognized. It's kind of like the veteran of every 2 years. It's not really veteran of the year. It's like an award that they give when somebody comes along. And it was good. I'm proud of it. This is a mug from one of my father's helicopter reunions. This is from the 45th anniversary reunion of Ichiban Flight, the 6th helicopter company and the 13th helicopter company from Korea in 1953 to 1954 during the Korean conflict. This is my father. He was a chief warrant officer at this time, flying this helicopter, this type of helicopter in Korea. And they have, they used to, all of these guys have passed away, but they used to have reunions, and my mother used to go to these reunions. My father passed away in 1969. Look at this. This is the Confidence Cup. This was presented to my son in 1998 at Trix Gymnastics. You did it, way to go. This was for the best hot dog roll. I still remember it to this day. The hot dog roll was a gymnastic maneuver that they used to teach 3-year-olds there at Trix Gymnastics. My son was very good at it. He was the best. They gave him the Confidence Cup. Okay, more books. Here's some comics. I think we could just keep this going for 20 minutes. We'll just do a video. Look at this. This is a Beanie and Cecil lunchbox. Isn't this cool? Very nice. It's in good shape. All the graphics are clean. It's cool. I know what's in here. You want to see what's in here? It's nothing but accessories for action figures, mostly for the Marx Johnny West Western action figures. Like a Winchester rifle, and it looks like there's a rattlesnake and some sort of packing material that I was using as rope or something. This is just all random. See, look what I'll do sometimes. I'll make a fake thing of rope. But yeah, you can see what's in here. There's a stick. Here's some chaps. You get the idea. All right, let's look at these comic books. Oh, look over here. There's a Pulsar, The Man of Tomorrow, and a couple Big Jims, and then another Pulsar, The Man of Tomorrow, and he's got his shirt off so you can see what the toy looks like, and then over here you get to see him with his shirt on. I have a number of Pulsar Man of Tomorrow figures. I used to collect them in different states. I think I have 3, but I think at one point I purchased 4. I gave one to my son because they're so cool. These are comic books. I guess we could look at a couple so you can get an idea of my taste in comic books. We have Fabulous Freak Brothers, then we have Tales of Suspense featuring Iron Man and Captain America. Another Tales of Suspense. Warp, number 2. So this is the kind of comic that the reason it's here is it's here for me to read, because I bought this when it first came out and I read it, and I remember kind of liking this, but at the same time I don't even really know why I was buying this. I worked at the comic shop in about 1983 when this came out, so I don't know why I kept it all this time, but I still have it. And these comics are in these perfectly good, like, Golden Age bags, so I need to put these Golden Age bags to better use than being on these quarter bin comics that we're looking at here. So because I have such a strange personality, I just can't throw away quarter bin comics from the old days without reading them first and deciding whether I want to keep them or not. So this is a stack of comics. Well, this Mystery Quarterly, I know I want to keep this. I like these. This is good. And so I like Death's Head too. That's a cool cover. So yeah, you understand what I'm saying. So when I find one, that's what the stack is here for. I'll pull it out and read it. If I'm in the mood to get rid of the comic, then now I have a new bag that's ready to be used on something of worth. This is an odd underground sort of, or I don't know, anthology thing called A+. I remember there being something good in there. This was, I think I paid not a quarter. This would have been like when there used to be a place on Market Street in San Francisco called Jeffrey's Toys. It's long gone now, but it was a very famous store that had been there for decades and decades, and they had a comic book section. They had a dollar bin, and I used to buy stuff in the dollar bin there from them. That's what that is from. This is a nice comic. Inferior 5. Don't worry, we're just going to go through. Look at this. This is also some sort of weird thing. I don't know, like I paid $1 for maybe. This too. This was a free thing, I think. I think this is a free comic book. This is a keeper. Yeah. So that was kind of fun, right? You guys enjoyed looking at those comics? Maybe one day we'll look at more. I don't know. Let's look over here. So here's some horses, as you can see. A large collection of horses. Plastic ones. Can't afford the real ones, so I have fake ones. It's totally the truth. So here's my paperback book collection. We're going to end this video just kind of looking at the books that we have here and looking at the figures, I guess, that are in front of the books. Maybe we'll look at these individually and go through them and check them out eventually. I don't know. Thanks for watching. Just kind of walking around, taking a look inside this place and showing you how I'm keeping it cooler than it used to be, because today is the first day that it kind of kicked up. It's in the low 90s, and so I think it's time for me to move to step it up next and put up the flags to shade it and get the air moving. The thing I forgot to show you about this fan moving and stuff all the time is that back here I keep this window open and the air flows through. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you next time.